my Aries friends. Welcome to your weekly tarot reading for February 7 to the 13th. I'm so happy to be reading for you today. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, please do subscribe and share this video. And if you are returning, it's so wonderful to connect with you again, my friends. Now, let's get started and see what messages we have for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions. We're going to start by selecting the final guidance card right there. We will save that for the end of the reading for you to reflect on. Now, let's jump right into the tarot cards and see what messages we have for you today, Aries, as you go through your week. Okay, for Aries. Oh, wow, look at that. Okay, so it looks like you're transforming your perspective here. Perhaps you're transforming your perspective of lack and that you need to hang on to everything and you can't let go. Seeing the Four of Pentacles with the Death card together coming out to start your reading makes me feel like you're transforming your perspective on the material world in the sense of is it scarce or is it abundant? Do you have to hang on to everything or is there enough for everyone? Do you have to compete? Do you have to compare? These kind of beliefs seem to be coming into challenge here and transforming. Amazing. I think that will bring in a lot of prosperity and abundance for you when you really shift that mindset. What's causing a challenge for this, for Aries right now? The Wheel of Fortune. So something is turning in your favor and it may be challenging you to really look at things freely. It's almost like, you know, sometimes when we receive something and it sort of seems like it's coming out of nowhere, maybe an opportunity, maybe resources, sometimes that can create this need to hang on even tighter, you know, because we receive something that means something to us. We attach meaning to it, so we can't let go, which is interesting. So this is an interesting look here, Aries. Let's see what's top of mind for you right now. We're going to do a Celtic cross today. Top of mind, ooh, interesting. Queen of Swords in reverse. So you may be coming into this from a time where, you know, maybe you're feeling like you need to assert yourself in a very strong way. Perhaps you are trying to reclaim something. Maybe that's why you're hanging on to that coin so tight. You're trying to reclaim something that you feel was unjustly taken from you. King of Cups is at the bottom of your reading here, sort of moving us through the messages. And it's interesting. It really makes me feel like you've changed in terms of your response to things on an emotional level. I feel like you're being more grounded in your emotions, but you're far more fiery with your passion. It's almost like you feel a very passionate need to reclaim something that's yours, or reclaim something that was lost or taken. It's transformative. It's transformative energy. And it's interesting that the King of Cups is present, because I always think of the King of Cups as being an energy that is so able to control his emotions. You know, the King of Cups, I feel, is able to exist in a sea of emotions and still stay grounded in a way where he's observing and not judging, observing and evaluating, you know, just taking an evaluation while he observes, but without judgment. It's almost like he's able to see through emotional games. And I almost feel like that's relevant for you too, Aries. Like, is there something going on that feels like a game? It's in your favor. I feel like if it is a game, you're going to win. But it's interesting. I wonder, let's hear, what are the past influences? Past influences, you were coming from a time where you weren't feeling terribly nurturing. You weren't really maybe fostering a nurturing attitude towards yourself or others, perhaps. We'll clarify that. What's on the bottom of the deck? The Strength card. You had a lot of confidence, but not a lot of maybe outward nurturing. You weren't really nurturing others, maybe being really focused on the self, which isn't a bad thing. That's coming from the past. Where are we headed to? What are the future influences? Oh, we've got the Ace of Swords and the Justice card. Yeah, I feel like you're going to take a harder line coming into the future. It's almost like you're not going to, whatever created that energy that you're thinking about most, that's on your mind, this idea of sort of reclaiming a part of yourself and staying grounded so that you don't have an emotional reaction, but you're really driven right now to reclaim something that you feel belongs to you or was taken from you. And I feel like you may have sort of shifted from where you're coming from to where you're going. And where you're headed seems to be a place of clarity, and also a place where you're maybe struggling to... Six of Swords just kind of flipped over in my hands. Maybe you're struggling to get distance from something. This is interesting. I almost feel like maybe distance is what you need. This is kind of making me feel like you're pursuing justice for yourself really, really intently. But really what you need to do is just cancel this program and move on. You know what I mean, Aries? It's almost like you need to just move forward beyond this, because you're starting to get wrapped up in it so much so that you may be losing focus on yourself. You know what I mean? Like, your inner dialogue is moving really quickly towards an outcome. You're taking a lot of fast movements here to accomplish something. But I'm wondering if it's... High Priestess on the bottom. Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if you're paying attention to your intuitive self. I'm sort of feeling like you're not. I think you're just blazing ahead with this plan and really focused on, I don't like the word revenge, but it almost feels revengey. It almost feels like there was some kind of betrayal that now you are trying to reclaim the upper hand, or you're trying to reclaim your position. It seems prideful. And like it's a waste of your energy, to be honest. It sort of feels like there's probably better things for you to focus on, things that will move you forward. That's why that Wheel of Fortune is causing the obstacle, because I feel like you're sort of being pushed into another direction, perhaps. And maybe these 8 wands are trying to direct you away from this, but you're moving so quickly. I almost feel like there was a disappointment in the past that you're trying to justify now. You're trying to make things balanced again, make things right. But how are you doing that? I can't help but feel by seeing the Queen of Rods that it's not in a way that serves you. What's the outer manifestation of Aries right now? 9 of Pentacles. So you are in a position of great confidence, and you are feeling like you're really surrounded by everything that you've given to yourself. Like you've taken care of yourself, and it shows. You're very attractive. You're presenting yourself outwardly very, very attractive, very balanced, very grounded, very prosperous. Now, let's see, what are your hopes and fears around this situation? Ooh. Got 2 more cards. Yeah, your hopes and fears are that you could get hurt, and that you're overwhelmed by all of these burdens that you're carrying. Like, that's a heavy load that you've got on your back there. And I feel like, your hopes are that you're going to be able to let this go. Seeing these 2 together makes me feel like your hope is that you're going to be able to let this pain go, because you're carrying it around. You're carrying it around on your back, right? You're carrying this pain around on your back, and it's a heavy load. And I feel like this is why you're engaging in this dynamic, because you're thinking that, well, if I can just make things, if I can prove that they were wrong, if I can prove that I was right, if I can show them, you know, what they did to me, and if I can get them to say that they screwed up and that they're sorry, it's so much that you're carrying around, when really I can't help but think that freedom from this is what you need, that to move away from this mentally and physically and get some distance from it. Maybe I just feel like this is so heavy. This is such a heavy load to carry. And, you know, we can't control things in the external world, especially other people. I mean, especially people that have wronged you. They're not necessarily going to see things the same way that you do. And you might not get what you want here, when really I think what you need is some healing, to get distance. 6 of Swords. But I think you're hanging on to this. You're hanging on to a situation that you want to let go of, but you've got to let go first, right? Yeah, inner peace here. This is the final outcome, inner peace, but it's in reverse. It's challenged. Your ability to have an inner celebration is challenged right now, I think, because you're still so focused on sort of rectifying, balancing out a situation that felt really unfair. Yeah, Page of Rods on the bottom of the deck. So this is an energy that always makes me think, again, don't shoot the messenger, but it's this idea that you didn't get what you wanted, and you suffered. There was pain here, and you're still not getting what you want. You're still not getting what you want, and you haven't seen that maybe you're not getting what you want because this is a waste of your time, or this is this isn't going to lead you to inner peace or inner celebration. And that Page of Rods always makes me feel like sort of a bit of a tantrum, like we're freaking out, we're getting so upset emotionally and passionately, not emotionally. I feel like emotionally you're trying to stay afloat, and maybe you're not tapping in enough to these emotions to understand that this is really fueled by what? What is it really fueled by? I feel like you're sort of frustrated with how this situation ended, and you just want to keep at it. I feel like you think if you can somehow get closure from this person, then you'll be better. I think you have to offer that to yourself. Let's clarify this middle group of cards here. There's that Four of Wands again in reverse, Aries. Again, we just saw it right here. Yeah, inner celebration is challenging for you right now because, you know, with that Four of Cups in reverse, you're feeling really moody. This is a mood that is difficult for you to sit in and not do something. It's almost like you're listening to this reading going, how can I not do anything? I feel so fired up about this. How can I not do anything about it? How can I just let it go and move on? You know what I mean? It feels like you don't think that would be fair. Hangman and the World both in reverse on that Queen. Yeah, this isn't going to serve you. Going in guns hot like that isn't going to serve you. I feel like you could end up having a bit, again, don't get upset by the term, but a bit of a tantrum. That Page of Rods is a very young energy that when it doesn't get what it wants, it gets upset. Maybe starts, you know, having a moment here because it's not getting what it wants in the way that it wants it. And it's a lack of trust in divine timing. It's a refusal to let this chapter close with the World card in reverse. Sometimes we've just got to cut our losses and move on, and that there's nothing wrong with moving on so that you can feel an inner peace, right? That's what this is all about. Maybe that's why we're seeing the King of Cups, is that's what you're trapped right now because of how you feel trapped anyway, but you can set yourself free from this. This is a moment where I think you feel trapped. You feel trapped in a situation that's sort of like a never-ending story, but you can cut your cord to this story and close the loop, right? Your involvement keeps this going. Your involvement keeps this alive. Empress in reverse, Judgment. Yeah, it wasn't fair what happened. I feel you. It wasn't fair that you didn't receive the love you were giving. It doesn't feel fair that, you know, you made an effort and didn't receive anything back for that. I understand. But then walk away now, right? Like, why can you're keeping yourself in this energy by keeping yourself in this energy. So it might be time to focus on something different, right? And whenever I see the Four of Wands in reverse, and you've got it twice here, it makes me feel like, be grateful that this didn't work out. Be grateful that this is over. This wasn't going to be good in the end. And I feel like it's been, when I see the Hanged Man here, I feel like this has been taken from you because it wasn't going to serve you. And there's that Queen of Swords again. Or Queen of Wands, excuse me, with the Six of Cups. So this feels like a situation that started off young. Maybe you guys were young when you met. Maybe there was a lot of true blue feelings initially, but somehow it just turned into something where now you feel you must seek. Again, I can't help but feel like you want justice. You want revenge. You want this person to pay. You know, you want this person to pay for what they did to you. That's how it feels. That's how it feels. And I understand that. I understand that feeling, but I just don't think it's serving you. I think it's keeping you involved in something that needs to be let go of. Yeah, Two of Cups in reverse. This was not in balance. This wasn't in balance, and perhaps that's what your intuition is saying to you. It's moving quickly. I feel like it's trying to move you away from this dynamic because it never served you. It's over now, and it's time to let the loop close. I feel like pursuing this is not for you. You know, you're being guided away from pursuing this. Maybe you're trying to reconcile. Are you trying to reconcile with this person? I feel like that, and maybe that's why you're so attractive right now. You might be trying to attract them again. I almost feel like we're seeing the High Priestess here with the Three of Cups. It makes me feel on the Nine of Pentacles that it's time to touch base with your intuitive self and maybe to gather with people that you can celebrate with and that you can say it's over, right? Like having a closure party, if you will. Like, I feel like that is the message there, that your intuition is guiding you towards celebrating that this is over and moving on, and to release the pain of this experience, to stop hanging on to it because you're keeping it alive that way. Let's clarify those. Yeah, you're working so hard to hang on to something that you want to let go of. Work harder at letting go of it instead of hanging on to it. You know what I mean? This is an energy of hanging on to something because it's almost like you feel like if you let it go, then you're not going to get closure. But you can give yourself closure by letting go, right? Eight of Swords. You're overthinking this. You're overthinking this whole thing, and it's got you trapped. Again, you feel trapped by this. There's the Tower. Let it take it all away. There's the Tower. It wants to clear all of this away for you. Let it. This needs to go. This dynamic is not serving you. Hanging on to it is not serving you. Seeking closure through some sort of like payback, it almost feels like, or they're going to pay for what they did to me. Aries, no. I feel like this is a waste of your time and a waste of your energy, and it's bumming you out. And it's keeping you attached to this situation that's over. Let's see what guidance you got from your card here, the Oracle card. Multifaceted. There are many layers and dimensions to the situation or person you're asking about. Interesting. It's the titanium rainbow quartz. It's very multifaceted, and there are layers and dimensions. I feel like cutting your cord to this is going to be your salvation. Do you need multifaceted? Do you need layers and dimensions? Or are you just looking for some inner peace here and closure? This is really feeling like it needs to be closed off. And, you know, I feel like the Tower is going to help you with that. And behind that, we see the Two of Pentacles and the Hermit. So it's like more reflection is required on the choices you're making right now. Where do you want to attach yourself? What cords are you keeping, right? And what loops need to be just cut, rolled up, and put away? You know, it's interesting. This really feels like someone is hurt and needs to do something with their pain. And I feel like you need to heal it instead of thinking that maybe someone else will be able to make this better for you. It's interesting, Aries. Sending you so much love and light with this situation. I really am feeling that this loop needs to be closed. And I'm going to leave it at that. If you would like a personal reading, check out my website, blueroseenergyhealing.com. The link is in the description below. And thank you so much for joining me today. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to share this video. And we will see you all again very soon for another reading. Sending you so much love and light, my friends. Have a great week.